Yeah, this is the 2-minute pre-show.
Oh, this is the pre-show?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like the fluffer.
The show fluffer?
You are freezing up.
You are too occasionally.
The show fluffer.
You're the show fluffer? Ooh. Countdown.
I won't even tell you. Are you doing the countdown now? Are we there? Yes. Welcome to Road Comics Adventures, the real show, not the pre-show. If you missed the pre-show, there was 3 minutes of entertainment. I'm Rene Bray with my co-host, partner in crime, Flip Orley. And a crow in the tree because I'm outside. And just in case anybody thinks that Flip has banned me to the outside, he has not. I like to be outside. The dog and I enjoy being out in the backyard. Flip is an indoor person. I am an outdoor person. So
I've given Rene many options, including if you want to be outside, do that. Or we could sit in opposite ends of the house. The problem we have, if you use two computers, you run the risk of an echo or feedback or something like that with audio. So I offered to sit in a different part of the house. I offered to do 2 people, 1 computer, 2 people with a video camera plugged into the computer, and she opted for outside.
Yes. And we'll just leave that where it is. I don't trust you as much as I used to.
I've actually done a lot of editing in my mind from what I was going to, like other options I was going to give you. And
yeah. Well, I have a couple of options in my mind of what I'd like to give to you too, but we're not going to talk about that in front of other people. But let's just mention that if they want to go back and look at some videos, I have been sprayed several times with water.
Yes. But in my defense, it was really inclement kitchen weather, and I don't know that it could be helped.
Well, I do know that you didn't have to laugh while you were doing it.
No, that was optional.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was optional.
But you did take me out shopping in Lafayette today, which was wonderful.
We went to Hobby Lobby, which I don't love.
It was a little odd seeing you walk around carrying a pink boa. I'm just saying, but I asked you for a pink or purple boa, and you found it.
I produced what you wanted. I did it. I made it happen. I get Hobby Lobby. It's just I'm not a crafty person, but and I want to be really clear about this. When I years ago had a bigger show and I did more theaters, and I was doing 12-week runs at clubs, I had a few items that I would use that someone might call props, but they were used very sparingly, and they were sort of accentuate a bit. And so now that we're doing this whole theater thing again, and the show's getting bigger, it's getting bigger. I've decided to accentuate a few bits, and so we went looking for items from Hobby Lobby that we think will add to the show, and not for every bit, just a bit here, bit there. And
well, let's clarify this a little bit, okay? And this from a monologist, because I don't like that you call them props. Because first of all, a prop to me is something that you have to make the joke work. You don't use props to make your joke work. You're a skillful and talented comedian. This enhances the experience for the volunteers. And that's why we're getting that stuff. That's why when you call it a prop, I bristle up right away. Because
things that I would bring on stage with me are absolutely 100% unnecessary for the bit to to work, to be funny, for the audience to like. This is just sort of a mild enhancer.
Yeah. Now, there are a lot of people that use props for a lot of different things.
That sounds
You know,
ominous.
does it?
Yeah, kind of.
I just, by the way, I may have to leave to go inside to stir something at any
Oh,
second.
you're a butthole.
Why would you say that?
'Cause I use that for cooking.
And yes, and so do I. I told you I may have to go in and stir
Uh,
something.
yeah, you're gonna stir the.
I'm stirring the pot. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Was that the big plan? Are you a prop podcaster?
The look on your face was worth $1 million to me.
You are evil. You're evil.
You have said that on several occasions. And
Yeah,
I think our audience would find that hard to believe.
Look what you did to me. No, wait. What I meant was I fell down.
And you're going to fall down again this week, too, if you're not really careful.
I fell. I wasn't watching where I was stepping, and I fell on a doorknob.
Yep. And I see another doorknob in your future if you keep it up. But I just want you to know that your facial expressions are priceless.
Well,
priceless.
Aren't you kind? You're very sweet. So Ashley De Silva, the producer, director, writer, executive producer, grip operator, Foley editor, best boy, recommended that we give away merch, which, for those of you who don't know, merch is short for merchandise.
And apparently my children think I'm idiots.
How would we do that? If we were to do that, how would we do that? Do you think? Any thoughts?
I would say we see you can stay on the whole time with us.
I see 2 people on there right now.
I do too, but I don't know who they are, and I'm not sure that I can see the comments.
There are no comments. I'm on comments, and there are no comments.
Okay.
If you're interested in getting an audio download for relaxation and improved sleep, go ahead and in the comments just put at least your first name or your handle or your AKA or something.
Or if you would like one of Flip's audios, which I highly recommend because that's how I go to sleep at night with the sleep one, is send us an email at FINGADORBALE at pronto.
No, Proton.
At proton.me.
So that's effing FN. What? FING adorable. Effing adorable. FING adorable. Mumble, mumble. You see, mumble, I already got that one. Mumble, mumble.
Oh, look, it's my favorite person, Mark.
Well, Mark, I think what that may mean is next time I'm in the Dallas area, maybe I'll just have to buy you a beer. Mumble,
Don't
mumble,
you just
mumble.
rent beer? I think Mark would rather hang out with me because with me, at least we're drinking tequila.
He's. I don't. I. You know what? I've never seen Mark drink hard liquor. Well, that's not true. I've seen, but primarily, I believe he's a beer drinker.
Mark, shot of tequila or a beer? You get to pick.
It's funny that we're actually waiting for the response when it'll just show up when it shows up, if it shows up at all.
Yeah, he's probably walked away.
So an up.
I'll have to walk away and stir the pot in a few minutes, just so you
No,
know.
so Mark is more of a beer man, although occasionally gets tricked into shots. I've been with you at least once or twice where you, if not tricked into, talked into getting a shot, into doing a shot.
You know, I'm never one to force somebody to do shots with me because, first of all, it leaves more liquor for me if they don't do it.
Smart, smart, smart.
Yeah. You know what? Did you just think I was a pretty face?
Yes.
There's a man that wants to be safe and oh,
So an update.
go ahead.
What? So an update on Charmin. I posted on social media. I think exclusively on Facebook, but I won't swear to it. That my displeasure with Charmin's scalloped edges, which again. So here's the deal. Know your market, know your product. So, for instance, if Charmin wants to increase market share, here are some of the things they could do for sort of new and improved. Softer, thicker, more absorbent, more toilet paper to the roll, more rolls per package, put them on sale, reduce the price, right? There's all kind of, make it environmentally more friendly because again, a lot of people care about those types of things. But scalloping the edges, first of all, I don't know what doofus in the R&D department would think that someone's going to walk into a bathroom and goes, "This bathroom is really shabby, but you know, now that I see the scalloped edges, it really is a lovely bathroom." Like the accent doesn't beautify a lavatory. Secondly, and some people seem to like them, I guess. They're not hard. They're not easier to tear, and they don't tear well, and it's stupid. So I made a comment on Facebook, and they wrote back. They used like all their slogans, and they used like Charmany buzzwords to try to be cute.
Berry, one word, berry instead of very.
Well, because they have the bears that like.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, as you were reading it to me, you sounded like a bear when you said berry. I believe it aggravated you.
It did. Well, you know what? I'm going to go get my other phone. I'm going to read their damn response if I can find it. Entertain the people, Fluffer.
Well, see, he doesn't think I can do this all by myself because, you know, he's the big star. However, we all know that if he leaves me alone too long, I'm going to blurt things out.
Oh my God, that is so true.
What did you say? You are really mouthy when you are in the house and I am outside.
Well, there's distance, and that makes things safer.
Have you reevaluated coming to Orlando and getting me and bringing me back here?
No, I think it was a good choice.
Okay.
Where was
I'm
this?
thrilled with it. I've never had more fun or been happier.
Yeah, it's been a hoot. Charmin, where
Plus, we're
are you?
having a good time terrorizing my children and grandchildren.
Oh my God. I won't say which one, but one of Renee's children wrote something thinking that she wouldn't know what it meant.
And I
And
didn't.
and she did once I told her. And her response was scarring.
Yeah, when you are a child, sends you a picture of a cat throwing up, it means you've done your job as a parent. And I think he's scarred enough that he will reevaluate some of his life choices. And I bet we don't get any of those text messages anymore.
I wouldn't think. So
Have you
this was,
you found it? Good.
yeah, this is what I wrote, and I'll read it. To Charmin, did you really think making scalloped edges makes your a product better? It doesn't. Quite frankly, it was a stupid idea and makes me much less likely to buy your brand. Speaking for myself, I don't really care if toilet paper is more decorative. It is one job and one job only. Your stupid decision to scallop the edges is not easier to tear, it tears unevenly, and several sheets per roll are torn and wasted. I am not impressed. Now, again, you can agree with me or disagree, but does it sound like I'm being joyful, silly, happy? Does it sound like I'm being ironic? I don't think so.
No.
Nonetheless, Sherman's response,
Oh my
let's,
God, here it comes.
I gotta, hang on, I gotta get to it. Gotta go to all comments. I don't know why Facebook thinks that it knows what's the most relevant comment. Not a fan of Facebook either. Charmin, here we go. You know, they have the bears as their commercial, whatever the, anyway, we
We got to
bury,
get us an animal.
we really do. Well,
Everybody's got an animal.
we've got Storm, the Road Comics Adventure Dog.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Charmin, we very much appreciate your photo and feedback on our newly designed Charmin Ultra Soft Rolls, which we'll share with our quality assurance team. Kindly roll us a PM so we can help you with your current package. Huh? Get it? Roll like toilet paper roll. Uh-huh. Wow. Really adorable. So then I wrote back, Charmin, slogans aside, I'm not exactly amused with your wordplay. It's a bit odd to me that the tact you're taking with an unhappy customer is trying to be adorable. Personally, I think New Coke and Bud Light have made worse branding decisions, but I can't for the life of me understand why your company doesn't seem to understand the only real job of toilet paper, the only real job toilet paper plays. Even if I thought a scalped edge looked better, which I don't, do you really think that little bit of decorative detail will improve the look of my Bathroom? Spoiler alert, it doesn't. It may help if you learn to read the room before interacting with customers. Well, my preference has always been your products. Who knows? Maybe there's an angel out there who's soft and more receptive to a customer's concerns.
Now, look at Mark's comment because I think it'll get you fired up again.
Mark, you're an asshole.
I love you, Mark. If anybody says that I don't love you, Mark, you are my favorite, just so you know. Just for crap like that right there.
That was I, you know, Y'all do the podcast without me.
Oh, we couldn't, because then who would we pick on? Hey, I gotta run in the house. I left my cup of water in there.
What other kitchen implement are you really going to get? Really?
I'm just going to get my water. I'll be right back.
All right.
You can't hold down the fort by yourself, can't you?
Oh, I can try.
I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this away.
So, the first several episodes, I think overall have been pretty upbeat and positive and optimistic, and because actually I really am, as a person, I really am. And then one of Rene's friends had made a comment that, we seemed a little bit too upbeat and positive, and we should, if something bugs us, we should talk about it. And so, I mean, again, is the Charmin thing the end of the world? Clearly it's a first world problem, and I don't expect everyone to be on board with me. I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, look at the scalped edges, they're really pretty. I don't like them. And again, like I said, if you're going to improve a product, actually make the product better. I don't think decorating TP is a great idea. But in either case, so I guess another venting moment is I was watching a podcast earlier today, and I think I've written about this on social media as well. What is it with people under 40, but maybe more under 30, that haven't learned to pronounce the letter T? I don't understand. It's just really, really odd to me that a whole generation of people have not been taught the sound the letter T makes. So, in other words, you'll hear a 20-year-old go, see the shirt right here? It's made of cotton. You say, Mark, that you think it's a big New York thing. I've traveled around the country, and it's an everything. It's an everywhere thing at this point. But when I close up my shirt, I go ahead and I button it. Hey, I heard recently the president of the United States met with, and I don't understand. Like the T makes a very specific sound, right? Button. You don't have to say button, but button, but not bang. Bang. The leader of Russia, bang. I mean, it's a small thing. It's not going to change the world. It's just, what, people? T. Putin. Cotton or cotton, but even cotton, but not cotton.
Is there anything else you're fired up about tonight that you'd like to get out of your system?
I'm trying to be nice.
You are nice. You're always nice.
So I keep an eye on the weather.
Yeah, I got news for you. I'm starting to keep a closer eye on the weather too.
I keep an eye on the weather. And I'm serrated edges on my shirt. I can't believe you actually found a way to write edges.
I think I should just let you two go at it, and I'll just sit back and watch.
But so it's hurricane season, and we've been keeping an eye on. I think it's Aaron, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but you know what? It looks like Aaron's going to miss the United States. But my weather guy that I like to watch says there's a wave coming behind Aaron and we here in Louisiana need to be ready for it.
Is there something seriously that's considering heading towards the Gulf?
Yes. They think it's going to come across Florida, much like Wilma did many years ago, and come across Florida and get in the Gulf and then really fire up and head this direction.
Did he say when?
Couple weeks.
We may be gone by then. Is it coming from Africa?
No, it's already off the coast of Africa. It's not that far behind Aaron.
Really?
Yeah. You know, we probably could have talked about this while we were sitting in the same den.
Well, then everyone listening wouldn't be aware of that.
Well, that's true.
So,
as a matter of fact, you know who else to keep an eye on is our one of our favorite weather guys, internet weather guy, Ryan Hall, y'all. Remember, I told you about him. He was the guy that we emailed the other day, and just so happened he had a baby on the same day.
Oh, right.
We'll tag him in this podcast so he'll know we talked about him.
Okay.
But he's really good, and he's right on the weather stuff. When I traveled, I always watched him because no matter where you are, if there's a tornado outbreak or something, he's on it.
Wow. So Rene and I recently, we decided we were going to just do sort of a silly video, and we did a mock weather report, and I did something that I haven't done in years and years and years and years, which was to put on a jacket, like a sports coat. And I sat at this desk where I am right now. I had like gym shorts on and a jacket, and I just kind of, in a silly way, decided to pretend I was an in-studio weatherman. And then we went to Rene out in the field, who was reporting on a pop-up shower, but she was in the kitchen. And anyway, so we learned a lot about social media, like TikTok and YouTube Shorts, things of that nature. That people, what was the average? Where they sit and they watch a video for what, like 3 seconds, 7 seconds? What was it?
7 seconds. The average person was watching for 7 seconds.
And not our video. That's what they normally watch, right? It wasn't just us.
Right. That's the average. The YouTube or the TikTok gurus are telling you put on 3 and 5 second videos. Well, I'm from the South. I can't say hello in 5 seconds. You know?
So we did, our video was like a minute 30, a minute 40, something like that.
I think our first video was a minute 40 and we cut it down to a minute 30.
So the video started out with me in the studio. I've been doing this a lot, this podcast. I don't know why I'm air finger quoting it, but I'm going to stop.
No, you're not, because you do that when we talked.
I'm going to stop.
Wait.
Something just popped up. Add effects using hand gestures. Turn on.
Oh, I've got a hand gesture for you.
Yeah, I've been singing a lot lately.
You've been a very bad boy lately. Who said add hand gestures?
It just popped up on my screen. I'm not sure who did it. Anyway, so we started the video with me like in this. I almost did it again. With me in the studio, and then I was going to throw it to the in the field reporter Rene Bray, and what we discovered was nobody watched the video past about 2 or 3 seconds, and then Rene decided, and I think rightfully so, that people thought it was a weather report, and they didn't want to watch it. So what we learned is we had to do something that I hate doing because I hate seeing it myself, which is you have to put a clip from somewhere in the middle of the video that you think is the funny part of the video, whether or not anybody agrees, what you think might be the funny part of the video, and you put it in the very front to let people know it's a funny video, or at least it's
Yeah,
intended.
and just to let the audience know, what did you think was the funniest part of the video? In your defense,
You know what? So we have this lovely legal framework in our country, and called the Constitution. And in the Constitution, the first 10 amendments are referred to as the Bill of Rights. And within the Bill of Rights is the Fifth Amendment. And so I plead the Fifth. It's my constitutional right.
okay. You know what I think that makes you, don't you?
Not a blurter.
And makes you a big chicken.
So the joke of it was that Rene was in the kitchen, and there was going to be a pop-up shower, and so I was going to spray her with the kitchen hose from the sink, and but the boundaries where I could squirt her were very, very, very defined.
Above the cleavage.
And below the collarbone.
Well, yeah.
I mean, she gave me like a 1 inch wide, shoulder to shoulder. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but come on, it's a sprayer. It's got sprays that shoot out in different. It's not like a single spray. It's a spray.
No, and tell them why. What kind of sprayer do you have on your
sink? So I went to the Home Depot and I looked for the biggest, strongest, broadest spraying sprayer.
No, it's a fire hose that's attached to your sink. Let's just put it this way. When we spray a dish off, literally the neighbors 3 streets over go, oh, it looks like Flip and Rene are doing dishes again, because here comes some of the debris off the plate.
Little pieces of it.
Am I lying?
No, I bought I said, what's the most powerful, biggest monster sprayer that you guys have?
And by the way, at any point during us shooting that video, did you go, we have the air conditioning on in here. Maybe I'll switch it over to the warmer water.
Well, see, now that you mention it, that really would have been a good idea. In my defense, that had not occurred to me.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And I can tell you that for somebody who is proficient at firearms, you're really crappy with fire hose aiming.
I've never hunted. And I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not. But I've never had an interest in hunting. But I do know how to, basically speaking, I know how to sight in a rifle. And
but you're not very good with the hose.
I'm not very good with what?
A hose.
Oh, I didn't hear the S at first.
Really? Do you want to go down that little?
Oh, I get in my defense, my ear. I didn't hear that.
When we get that ear of yours fixed, what are you going to do for excuses?
I heard the first 2 letters.
Pretend like there were T's at the end.
Hot.
No. If you're going to tell me that you actually were trying to hit the right spots with that hose, I'm going to find it hard to believe you.
I was sighting it in. The first couple shots went awry. But the point that I guess I'm trying to make, and we lost someone in this conversation, but whatever. Okay. But the point I'm trying to make, it was really weird to me that people, probably YouTube shorts also, YouTube, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok, if you don't grab them in like a nanosecond, they're gone. It's the weirdest deal to me.
Well, I was shocked that people spend all day on TikTok. So they apparently look at thousands of these videos because they're only watching 3 to 7 seconds of it. So people have the attention span of a frickin' Pop Tart.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the world we live in, but I don't get it. I mean, I'm not going to watch a comedic video that's like 12, 15 minutes long. But I'll give it 30 seconds. I'll give it a minute. I'll give it like long enough to see if it's going to go somewhere, be funny, be entertaining, catch my interest, capture my attention. And how do you do that in 2 or 3 seconds?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I am shocked at some of the clues that they give us on TikTok. Some of these people are like, just keep writing the same thing over and over on the screen so people will keep reading it because that'll keep them on the video and that helps the algorithm. And I don't get that. I thought the point was to be entertained or to do something valuable.
Well, in some respects, it's the same thing with stage performing. Having a really, really good show in some areas of the country seems much less important than having a big social media following. So you could have someone who's got no comedic ability, a few marginally funny videos, but a million followers. And that's a much more advantageous position to be in than to have a really solid 1 hour as a stand-up comic that, people give you a standing ovation at the end and want to come back and see you again. And I don't understand that either.
Yeah, I believe I told you about this story. I worked with the kid, and if you've never been a stand-up comedian, New Year's Eve is one of the worst nights in the world to work. It's amateur night. People are out drinking who normally don't. They're not big partiers, so they're like, we're funnier than the comedian is, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I had an opening act who walked up and he wanted to do crowd work, which is fine if you're good at it.
Explain what crowd work is.
Crowd work is when you talk to an audience member and you have something funny to respond back to them.
It's not scripted. It can be part of a comic show, but they have to be quick enough on their feet, really good listeners to take someone in the audience a question, and based on the response from the audience member, they'll have something to come back that's really funny. It's a conversation with a purpose or a point that's comedic in nature, but it's not material. Oh my God. It's not material.
You know what? We're going to have to get you a sock for those hands.
We've discussed that, and all we're going to do is small apparel.
So anyway, this guy thinks he's great at crowd work. He's horrible. His idea of crowd work is, where do you work? Oh, you work at a grocery store. Okay. And then he moves on to the next person. Where do you work? And he's trying to wait for the right answer. But he's got a big TikTok following. And the next thing I know, he's headlining clubs.
Oh, I didn't know this part of the story.
Yeah. He's booked as a special event. His tickets cost twice as much as anybody else's. He's working for, let's just say, clubs in the Miami, in West Palm Beach area. I'm not going to say the name, but you know who they are.
I can take a stab at it.
Yeah. And a stab at it is what I'd like to take at this particular group of clubs. So, anyway, what happens is he goes in and he's got a 30-minute show. Now, people have been watching him for 7 seconds on TikTok, and he might be able to pull it off. This particular club found out that for 30 minutes, people wanted their money back and go, "Where's the funny?" And I go, "Well, I could have told them that, you know, from the New Year's Eve I worked with them." Gary Owen can work a crowd. That's from your executive producer. Gary Owen is very funny. You wrote that, right?
I wrote that. There's only two people that could write a response from Road Comics Adventures, and if you didn't,
You know what? That sounds like another TikTok survey to see if you just called me stupid.
no, don't be putting words in my mouth.
Somebody needs to, because you're not doing very good with that. I do find Gary Owens very funny. He does crowd work. He works a lot like somebody else I know.
Who? You? Yeah, you.
Where he can just sit on stage, and I enjoy doing that. I like talking to people and having fun with people. Or I used to before this podcast started. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Was that a double barrel? Are you sighting me up? Can you send those in the right direction as opposed to that water hose you got?
I believe that was sighted in and a bullseye. So long before Kevin Nealon got on Saturday Night Live, it was stand up and he worked around the country. And I saw him at the San Diego Improv, and this is in like 1878, 1879, like a couple centuries ago, right? It was when I was younger. Anyway, he would do a bit. And it was candid, it was material, but it was funny because he'd start telling you a story, and then partway through the story, he'd stop like he was looking for a word, and he would pause long enough where someone from the audience would yell it out, right? So he's like, I was driving down the road, and I was behind a school bus, and the school bus's color was color of the school bus was, and then someone in the audience would yell out, yellow, and he goes, yellow. And then the school bus had to stop, and then everybody else had to stop because it put its and someone yelled, sign out, and you go, yeah, sign out. And it would grow and build, and it wasn't really crowd work, it wasn't that, but it really brought the audience in, and it was funny. Fine, whatever. Then I saw him do it on the Johnny Carson show, the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And I was shocked when he went into that bit. It's like, he's doing that on TV with a TV crowd. There's no way this works. There is no way this is going to work. And it was hysterically funny. It was brilliant, actually.
I remember that. I've seen that. And it was good.
Not the same thing as crowd work, where you're literally having a conversation with people, thinking on your feet, coming up with a very funny response. Because again, you're right, like whomever, if you ask people what their job is and you're waiting for like one or two responses where you have a predetermined funny line, you're spending a lot of time wasting the audience's time looking for that one zinger that you can get in.
Yeah.
You either think on your feet or you don't.
But I think it's funny because, I didn't start doing a lot of crowd work, but as a female comic, I got yelled at a lot because they think they can heckle us more. I have 3 children. Don't yell stuff at me. I'm used to it. And if you think calling me a name will bother me, I have 3 children. Did you hear me? I've been called names before. So I was really good at doing it, but I didn't do it till after I'd been doing comedy for 20 years. This guy's been doing it for 2 years and thinks he's a master. This kid that I worked with. And then he got on YouTube and somebody would watch a 3-second thing and go, oh, that guy's really funny. Yeah, he's funny for 3 seconds. You can't watch him for 30 minutes, or you want to stab yourself in the eye with the pencil that they put on there to fill out the comment cards.
Right.
You
So
know,
I mean, between you and me, and I think you know this, I've really decided to embrace social media, including doing a podcast, right? And which I don't know if other people have enjoyed watching it or will enjoy watching it going forward, but I enjoy sitting here talking on YouTube, and
we enjoy it together. I got to tell you, we both enjoy doing this.
yeah.
And I particularly enjoyed it. Well, I actually thought I would enjoy it more when we were living in separate places, but it's just as much fun to do it with us in the same city. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. But, and I enjoy actually the weather report we did, and hopefully we'll make, I say hopefully, I know for a fact we're going to make more silly videos. I just don't know that we're going to be able to fit within the algorithms requirements to make a video go viral, because I want something that has more substance than 3 seconds.
Well, you know where I kind of am is I'm at the place where we'll find our audience and who they are. I love the thought of, and you're right, we are going to be leaving pretty soon. We're going to be leaving probably around September 10th or 11th to hit the road for our first road trip. And we'll be doing our podcast from the road and doing a lot of videos and stuff from the road, much like you did when you went to Phoenix and Storm and I stayed home.
Right.
And we'll find our audience. And if they're the 3-second TikTokers, we're not interested. They can go watch their other 3-second guys. But you and I will find the ones that want to see the neat places that we go to, or the obscure places, or travel with us to what you can't wait to go for, which is the cast iron skillet place.
Lodge. Hey, shout out to Lodge. The cast iron skillet people. Dutch ovens, skillets, flat.
Hey, I don't care where you want to go to buy cooking stuff. I'm all in on that. Because let me tell you, I was one of those people that used to look at your Facebook, at anybody's Facebook feed and go, why do people post food? This is stupid. And now every time you fix me a meal, I'm like, don't touch it till I take a picture of it. I'm going to post this. This is so good. I give you a hard time on the podcast, and you deserve it, because you give me a hard time all day long. It was a joke. Lighten up, Francis. Lighten up, Francis is a line from a movie.
Do you know which one?
Yes.
You know which one?
I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's Andy Griffith.
No.
And he's in the military.
No,
it's Stripes.
Yeah, with Bill Murray.
Stripes with Bill Murray. Lighten up, Francis.
And John Candy and Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, that one movie I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, lighten up, Francis.
Hulka, who eventually had the Hulka burger chain when he got out of the military.
Yeah. But see, I used a movie thing on you. How cool is that? No, I give you a hard time, but I'm a little spoiled since I came to Lafayette. You cook beautiful meals. If you haven't seen some of the stuff he cooks, everything is homemade. I will spend a day at the Lodge factory shopping with him, because if he wants to buy cookware, I'm all in with him. Well, I was all in at Hobby Lobby, wasn't I?
That was such a funny trip to Hobby Lobby. Oh my God. So when you decide that you're going to have an accentuator for your show, not a prop, we're not doing props. This is different. These are finger guns. It's not air finger quotes. It's finger guns. I can do those now. But when you start talking about like what kinds of things you can get to accentuate a bit, it's a real conversation, right? But because you're accentuating something that you think will be comedic and silly and fun for the audience, someone who doesn't know what you're talking about, you sound like an idiot. So as we're checking out, we're trying to explain to the checkout girl what we have, why we have it, what we're going to use it for. And you could just clearly see in her eyes, she's like, and you were let out of the home to do some shopping, were you? It's like,
She was waiting for our handler to come up and get us.
really, truly, really, truly. Couple dementia patients out and about for a day on the town.
You know what? Every place we go, we kind of leave a mark on their psyche.
So, okay, so when you walk up and down the hall of a store, aisles, not a hall, the aisles of a store, grocery store, Hobby Lobby, whatever. So they're like this, right? You go up and down the aisle. So a lady was standing looking at some stuff. Fine, I don't care. And she had a little shopping cart. Well, as opposed to having it like going the same way as the aisle, she had it going like side to side, blocking the entire aisle.
It looked like a police brought. It looked like a DUI stop.
Yeah,
The
basically.
cops were across the aisle. You were going to have to stop and ask her to move it in order to get down that aisle. It was a DUI checkpoint.
So I said to her, I go, hey, is there any chance you'd want to put your cart like going the same direction as the aisle so we could get through? And as opposed to going, oh, my bad, I'm so sorry, of course I'm happy to do it, she proceeds to explain that she read a book from a guy that explains why she was being just completely unaware and kind of selfish. And so as opposed to just going, sure, I'll move it, I'm really sorry, she's like, here's why I'm doing this. According to research, once I come into a store, it's designed in such a way where I'm supposed to be oblivious to everything around me. All right, interesting. Now, could you move your cart? I thought it was weird. I mean, it was an interesting conversation, but I thought it was a little bit weird.
All I was doing was, here's my job when we go out anywhere. Oh, please, God, don't let him say anything that gets us killed or arrested.
You have set the bar very low. You set the bar. So I hope this is not a blurting moment. You'll have to let me know after the podcast.
What's that?
So Rene and I think we've located like a camera that's really, really fairly portable that she's hoping to keep with her going forward. Because, and I've had people ask me to do this anyway, but she like to start just keeping a camera on as we go out and about, because we always have weird interactions with people, and I think she wants.
No. Okay, let's tell this story the right way.
What?
We do not have weird interactions. Who has weird interactions?
Us.
No.
I've weird interactions with people, and it's not always on purpose. I mean, literally, I just wanted to get through this aisle. I mean, this woman, I had no idea she was going, as opposed to saying I'm sorry, or I didn't. She didn't have to apologize. Just sure, my bad. Let me move the cart. but to spend like 3 minutes, which
It
by the
felt like
way,
hours to me. I'm like, hey, we're looking for pink and purple boas here. We got to go.
but it was
I'm
just
on the
weird
clock.
that as opposed to saying, let me move my cart, she explained why she was blocking everybody's way.
You have a way with people, and I do want to wear. I almost want to wear something that just records you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I got to tell you, if people could have heard our conversation over our shopping list for Hobby Lobby today,
It was
I wish we could have just recorded that.
it was a little bit heated.
It was what?
A little heated. Oh, wait a
Well,
minute. It was a little heated.
no. Well,
It was heated.
yeah. Well,
A little
yeah.
bit for a short time. I mean, not
No,
bad.
heated by our standards.
Yes.
I don't think by anybody else's standards.
No.
People look at us and go, "That's you guys fighting." Yeah, that was a knockdown drag out, and they just go,
It was the equivalent of having an argument on a T-shirt, whether or not to buy a crew neck or a V-neck. Kinda. Why are you looking at me like I'm an idiot? It was like a crew neck or a V-neck.
You're lactose intolerant. I know that. And no, I said something and you go, I hate it when you do that.
I called you a creativity killer.
Well, and I said I was sorry.
No, you didn't. You told me about a book you read. Why you do that? It explains.
I did not. Oh my God, you are horrible. For somebody that has you're in trouble. You know what? We've been on right at an hour. We're about ready to get off this podcast, and you are about ready to be in big trouble.
I think we should do overtime on the podcast.
Yeah, I think that's not going to happen.
Dude, what happened to the sunlight? Literally, you're a silhouette. There you are.
I don't know, but look how good my haircut looks. My hair's looking really good, don't you think? For somebody that,
I do like your
hair. I love it when you're in suck up mode because you're not even going to be able to edit this one to fix it where you look good. Because I am really tired of the suck up videos you've been doing.
I'm going to come clean with the 3 people that are in the viewing audience, one of which is probably your daughter. I did say I like this idea. Your initial response was you didn't like the idea, which was good. We discussed it. You said, yeah, maybe like a little bit sharply and apologized. And you were very, very gracious. And then we talked about it at length, and then you really got on board. And now we've embraced this idea, and I think it's something we're going to do in the show. And you were actually, now I'm not sucking up and being honest, you were actually very, very nice, and you were very apologetic and very gracious, and I appreciate that.
Well, I'm also going to say that I think you're a wonderful person, so I don't like hurting you. And I don't like saying things that bother you. And I could have thought of a much nicer way to say, I think this idea sucks, but I just went, no. And then what is really more aggravating is this isn't the first time it's happened. It isn't the second time. It's the third time. And unfortunately, then I think about it for a couple minutes and I go, I actually see where he's going with this. And damn him, he's right. And I'm a little bit tired of telling you that you're right all the time because you usually are. One of the ideas you had, not great idea, didn't fit with your show. Correct?
Say it again.
I said one of the ideas I was right about. It
Oh
was a
yeah,
great
yeah.
idea. It just didn't fit with your show.
I to this day still think, and can we tell people what it was or no?
Yeah, go ahead. We've talked about it on other podcasts.
I thought so. So so to very quickly rehash, when people for boxing or UFC, when they walk out, it's a big hoopla, exciting event with loud music and the crowd going wild, people high-fiving as the fighters come into the ring. It's called a walk-on. And then I saw the same type thing happen with the dart tournament, like in England, like just the tournament of dart champions. And I thought it was ridiculous.
Crazy.
So I thought it'd be really funny to mock the dart throwers. And again, here's the music is blaring and there's 10,000 people in the stadium and they're walking through the aisles like they do with the UFC and they're high-fiving people, right? And then they get to the stage and they dance from side to side on the stage and the music's still going and crowds going crazy. And then they step up to the dartboard and everything gets quiet and they just go, and that's it. And I'm like, the walk-on seems a bit much for this. So I thought it'd be really funny as a sort of a parody of the Tournament of Darts to do like a really over-the-top, silly as hell walk-on where when they introduce me, the like lights are going on and off like it's a big laser light show and the music's blaring and I'm walking through the aisles and I'm high-fiving people, even they don't know who I am. Like they don't even know who the hell I am. And then getting on the stage and before I go to the microphone, like dancing from one side to the other and pumping my fists and, raising the roof. And we were talking about it and I thought it's way over the top and you have to really, really, really commit to it. But if the audience doesn't buy in, you're going to look like an idiot. But I really thought it'd be worth doing, and I thought it'd be really funny. And initially, Rene goes, "Oh my God, that's funny," and then she took a nanosecond to think about it, and she's like, "Oh, not your show. Like, not your show." And I didn't want to agree with her because I really wanted to do the walk-on. And the more we talked, the more I'm like, "Oh, you're right. That it's a great idea up here." But I think it would translate to a really, really, really bad idea in the theater. So I've dumped it. So thank you.
Yes, but that one I was nice about. I wasn't so nice about the original idea yesterday. And I just don't. I think you and I are too good of friends to ever have a harsh word. So when I go no at you, I don't like that. I don't like it.
The funny thing is the 2 or 3 ideas where you're like, no, right? Because the walk-on, you're like, yeah, that's funny, but here's maybe why it's not a good idea. And you're very compassionate and very thoughtful and very measured in your explanation, right? And over time, I'm like, oh my God, Renee's completely right. I get it. She's right. I don't want her to be right, but she's right. But the ones where you're like, no, those are the ones like a little bit later, like, oh my God, that's actually a great idea. What was I thinking? I shouldn't have done that. That was actually, now I get it. And a couple of them have been really, I think, what are going to turn out to be really funny ideas.
I do too. And if they're not, you'll hear about them till the day you die. Because
well, that won't be long because I'm going to kill myself.
Or spray me with the hose again. Why don't you try that again? That worked out well. You do realize that was a one-shot deal, right?
Oh, yeah. No. I haven't touched the hose since the weather video. I'm afraid to go by the sink.
Yeah, I will knock you down to get to the dishes to do the dishes.
I'm still healing from my accidents, plural.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with the weather video.
No, but I didn't realize just how tender and supple my body is.
I'm walking away. I'm going to tell you. I think we're done for the podcast today.
Is that one of those moments where you're like, and on that note?
Well, let's put it this way. Oh my goodness. Look, it looks like we're getting a hurricane wind.
No way.
Yeah,
No.
it's really getting windy out here.
We should probably do, I think, a hurricane report. If the weather's going to turn ugly, I think we owe it. I think we owe it to people.
Why do I see you say that? And now, after we've just had this discussion, if I go, no, the whole audience, both of them, are going to go, oh, there's one of those where she's going like that again.
Right.
So I can't do that. So if I go, oh, it seems like a good idea. Who is the one that's going to stand out in the thunder and the lightning?
Well, dude, I've been in Louisiana since 1990, and although I'm not originally from here and not a Cajun, we're known, we Louisianians, and I'm sort of an adopted Louisianian, we're known for hurricane parties. So you know what? Like I'm willing to report. You can report. We'll figure it out. Like if we start getting a storm coming our way, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And that's what we said about the thunderstorm in the kitchen too. I'm just saying, I've kind of fooled me once, shame on me.
You
Fool
gave
me twice, I'll freaking kill you.
You gave me from your collarbone to your cleavage as a strike zone. I mean, honestly, that's like mini me going. Well, do you know who mini me is?
Yes, I do.
That's like mini me going up to the plate to bat. How are you going to pitch? How are you going to pitch that batter?
Well, I'm just saying, I thought you were a better shot. And I think you were. The couple of places that you hit were shocking. Let's just say it was a little jarring.
Well, I'd like to take a moment to personally apologize for having bought such a wide-spraying, powerful kitchen hose spray handle, and for taking many shots in which to sight in the rifle.
And leaving it on the cold side of the water.
That was a my bad. You know what? Until this podcast, it never even occurred to me that I should have turned the warm water on.
That's the best part of the whole thing right there, Flip. That's the best part of the whole thing.
I am 100% not kidding. Like, until you mentioned warm water, it's like, oh, that would have been an option.
Well, there was a certain place that you hit where I went, daggone, that was cold.
I does believe I know where that was. So
no blurting.
I'm not saying
nothing. All right, we got to get out of here because we've got absolutely nothing to do except play with our Hobby Lobby supplies.
Mark, if you're still on, we may watch The Hunt. We might. It's a good movie. You know what I found disappointing, and then was I I found the TV series Landman to be a really interesting story, and I found Landman to be a real like well acted. What I didn't like was the cinematography, direction, and editing. I found that a challenge.
Well, it was annoying last night. I found it annoying, and what did I watch it for like 10 minutes? But
Which sucks because I think it's a really interesting story, and again, I thought I need the brain name of that spray.
you know what, Jeremiah? Let me tell you something. I told you, you've never been to Costco either. Do you know Jeremiah's never been to a Costco?
And we still talk to him?
Well, we love Jeremiah. I celebrated his 21st birthday with him.
Well, he needs to get to Costco.
And we got to take him to Costco. There's one in Orlando, and we'll be coming to Orlando. You know, go to any of our social media to look at Flip's upcoming schedule. You can go to his website, which is fliporley.com. And not that he loves himself or anything, but on social media, if you want to find him on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, you can look up Flip Orley, YouTube, fliporley.com.
Well, yes, what all those things like Instagram /Flip Orley, Facebook /Flip Orley, and it's not an ego thing. It's just I want to be consistent and easy to find. So everything has my name.
They knew I was kidding. This is my part of the podcast. Sit back and now, if you want to find any of my stuff, I'm only on Facebook, and it's under Rene Bray. Flip and I together have roadcomics.com or Road Comics Adventures. I don't know. Who cares? We got 3 people watching this stupid show.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll be watched later. So all those things, right? Facebook, X.
Look,
Instagram.
you can't do it. You're using your fingers again. Until you stop using your fingers, you're not out on TV anymore.
And Google, and it's all /Road Comics Adventures.
Road Comic Adventures
Comics
is on
plural.
Facebook. Yes, Comics and Adventures. Because there are 2 of us, which means add an S to comic.
Right.
And Adventures, because every day is like this. I would like to say that we only act up on Tuesday night, but this is how our morning starts, and we go downhill from there. Don't you think?
Only fans for the Bray. I'm just saying. Wait a minute.
Did you get what the Raymond Theater here? No. They will not call me back. The Raymond Theater has not called me back. And by the way, I didn't correct you, Mr. Orley.
No, why'd you put it on caps? That looks like you're yelling.
Oh. Jeremiah, you know Flip did that. Look at his face. That's the way he was laughing. He was spraying me with water. He was laughing like that. Some of my friends are surprised you're not dead.
Oh, I know.
But anyway, Road Comic Adventures on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and that's it. We have no idea what our email address is. We're thinking it's FINGADORABLE
Dot proton. Oh, yeah. Proton.me.
M as in me.
Effing adorable at proton.me.
We hope you guys have as much fun watching this as we have doing it, because we actually do have a great time. At some point, We hope to get to meet and see everybody. Wait a second. How long are we sporting the Nene Shiner? Well, it's getting a lot better. PRO.
No, he's doing the
Apostrophe. I know. Apostrophe.
Proton. It's proton.me.
So this is why we can't say goodbye. Now you guys decide to talk to us. This is horrible. So we do have a great time doing this. We're really glad you watched it. If you're somebody new that's watching it, I would like to tell you to come back next week. Everything will be different because it'll be planned and we won't be doing stupid things. But quite honestly, if we knew how to do that, we'd have real jobs and be millionaires. That's why we're comics. Because
but we have fun. We may not be
we
rich.
do have we have a good time, don't we? Don't we, Flip?
We do, Rene.
Yes.
We do, Rene.
We love you guys. Thank you. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, share, do whatever it is you do with your social media accounts. I'm just saying, some of them.
Please join our community.
Well, let's just say our community might be getting a little smaller if you keep calling that a community and talking to people while we're out shopping. But we have loved you all being here. We're going to get off of here. Look for Flip to repost this tomorrow. And also look on all of the social media for all of the theaters that we will be coming to live. One of which, Jeremiah, is the Marion Theater in Ocala, Florida on September 13th. And I am hoping that we're doing a show, even at least one of us will be doing a show closer to you than even Ocala. So just keep an eye out and keep watching our schedule. We'll post it on social media. So Flip, I'm ready to get out of here because I know you're going to find this odd, but I have to go to the bathroom really, really bad.
All right. Well, last time I waited, you actually ended up having to run out. So we're going to say goodbye. Thank you all. We hope to see you again next week. We are